Hey guys, this is Patrick from Fight Prof, where we break down the biggest and latest fights. And this weekend we had Artem Lobov versus Swanson. So, sorry about this, but the camera that I usually use is broken right now and I'm getting it fixed. So I'm using my laptop camera, so sorry about the quality. But with that being said, what we had this weekend was unranked Artem Lobov versus number 4 Swanson. And they went the distance, and Artem Lobov actually did a very good job of staying in the fight, and he never looked like he never belonged with Swanson, and that's a really cool thing. Artem Lobov, he came in and he right away started using his leg kicks, and Swanson is a guy who doesn't like checking leg kicks or anything like that, and he never, I think maybe one time during the whole fight he checked the leg kick from Artem. The second thing that Artem Lobov was looking for was the counter left hand. So everybody knows that his training partner is Conor McGregor, and both of them go for the counter left hand, counter left straight. Thing is that with Conor McGregor, not only is he way better with the counter left straight and drawing people out with the left straight, Conor McGregor is a really big featherweight. I mean, if you've ever seen the fights with, like the weigh-in with Jose Aldo, you would think that Jose Aldo is a pretty big featherweight, but if you see him standing next to Conor McGregor, you're like, damn, Conor McGregor is a big featherweight. And so when he's fighting and he's going for the left straight counter, what you'll see is that when he punches, his punches go through his opponent, right? But with Artem Lobov, because his reach was just so damn small, 65 inches, what you'll see is that his punches came and they were just hitting Swanson. It's pretty admirable that he was going for the counter left straight, since it's a pretty hard counter to land, and he was landing it pretty decently throughout the whole fight. Not only that, he came in southpaw stance, and we know that Artem, he's comfortable fighting from both orthodox and southpaw, and Swanson was fighting orthodox mostly throughout the whole fight. There's like a couple seconds where they both switched like stances, but that wasn't really significant. But the difference between an orthodox versus an orthodox fight is that when you're an orthodox versus southpaw, the main key is that one of you guys want to get your left leg, not your left leg, but your lead foot on the outside of your opponent's lead foot. And so what this creates is that this creates a dominant angle for you, lining up your rear hand with your opponent's center line. And that helps you get the punches off a lot faster, because in fight game, man, like it's just milliseconds when it comes to who's gonna land their punch first. And Swanson was a lot better at getting his foot on the outside, and not only that, he was going to the body, which was really cool. Now, the reason why I really like the right straight to the body that Swanson was showing was not only was he working Lobov over with the body shots and tiring him out with them, going to the body with the right straight basically acts as head movement. So it's like extra protection, because when you throw the right straight to the body, you're not just throwing it straight up from your stance, you're throwing it downwards. What you're actually doing is you're going and you're level changing, and this is acting as head movement. And if you watch the fight, you'll see that a lot of times, because he's in that level change, a lot of the swings that Artem is throwing go right over Swanson's head, which is really good. And another key component of his game plan was the left hook, and he was hitting this like off the counter, leading with it, or he would throw the right straight to the body, duck under the return that Artem was giving him, and then come up with a left hook upstairs. Also key was that when Swanson was throwing the right straight to the body, he would go to the body, and then when he level changed, this made Artem drop his hands to try to parry or block the right straight to the body, and then he would come upstairs with a right straight and nail him right in the head, which was also really cool. I really like what he was doing. So then we headed into round 2, and now Swanson was throwing more kicks into punches and punches into kicks. Like one of the punches that he threw was he would go throw a right hand, and then he would duck, and as Artem Lobov was trying to leave range, he would come up with a left high kick, and it clipped Artem pretty nicely on top of the head. And another cool thing was that he was showing the low inline side kick, Swanson, with his left leg into Artem's right leg, and that was creating what that was perfect for was managing the distance between Artem and Swanson, because Artem being having the shorter reach, is the way that he's going to try and get inside the range of his opponent is either he's going to try to throw a really long weapon that he has, which was his kicks, or he has to try to get inside on his opponent and get into punching range to throw his punches. And Cub Swanson's oblique kick or low inline side kick to the leg was stopping Artem from stepping in and creating distance between the two. And that's like one of the best weapons you can use for trying to manage the distance between two fighters. Also, because Artem's reach was so small, it really magnified the effects of the oblique kick, that he was just having so much trouble. Every time Cubs threw it, Artem had no answer for it. And so what you saw mostly through the second round is that Cub Swanson, he would step in on Artem's punches, cover up, and as Artem was trying to leave the punching range, Cub Swanson would come up with a left hook over the top, and he clipped Artem constantly with this punch. And the beauty of the left hook is that it's such an awkward punch to deal with because it comes at a 90-degree angle, and so it's like a lot of people don't see it coming because it's like getting blindsided by somebody. And that's a left hook. If you're ever going to see somebody get knocked down or knocked out or knocked over, it's going to be from the left hook. It's an awesome punch. One of my favorite punches. It's one of my favorite punches to see land. And then near the end of the round, Cub Swanson hit a throw, which is not surprising because Cub Swanson hits a lot of throws from the clinch. If you're in the clinch with Cub Swanson, you probably either want to be all the way, you want to try to get out as soon as possible, or work for a takedown, which Artem was trying to do, but he ended up getting thrown anyways. Alright, and so round 3 came, and this is where Cub Swanson really started to work over the left hook. He was landing this bad boy almost every engagement, and it was because first of all, Artem was getting tired from the body shots, right? Because Swanson has probably threw 20 or 30 of them already, and he either glancing or nailed them, which was really good. And he was making Artem really work to get it into range. And Artem was basically, after round 1, he basically gave up on leg kicking. I don't know why. If he kept on leg kicking, I think he would have done a lot more better, because Cub Swanson didn't have an answer for it in the first round. But what was happening is that when Cub Swanson came to step in on the punches, Artem Lobov was swinging his punches, and he was just so stiff and upright spine and his arms were down, that when Cub Swanson came with the left hook, he was clipping him constantly. I don't know why, but Artem Lobov kind of looked like Homer Simpson to me. This bald head, just standing straight up. I don't know. He just looks so funny standing there. If Artem Lobov kept on going with the leg kicks, what you could have seen was that, because he kept on getting clipped at the end of at the end of combinations, as he was trying to leave punching range from Cub Swanson. What you could have seen was that Artem, he would have thrown these punches, and as Cub Swanson was covering up, he could have still hit the same leg kick, the right leg kick that he was hitting all the time. But because this causes a shift of weight to the left, not only would his head be farther away from Cub Swanson's left hook, but he would be throwing Cub Swanson off balance and still damaging that lead leg, which I really wanted him to do, but leg kicks were basically a non-factor for Artem anymore. He wasn't throwing them anymore. And and he was just basically waiting for the counter now, where Cub Swanson would just step in, slip the punches, cover up. And when Artem was trying to leave punching range, because his reach is so much more shorter than Cub Swanson's, he had a lot more distance to travel to get out. And because he wasn't moving his head, he was getting clipped a lot by the counter left hook. Artem Lobov was, when he's outside of the punching range, he's not kicking or anything, and he's getting hit by range managing techniques, okay? He's getting hit by the right straight to the body, he's getting oblique kicked to the leg every time he tried to step in. And not only that, Swanson started showing a lead leg front kick, which was also stopping Artem from entering punching range. So he was tired, and he wasn't moving his head at all. And the times that he did start moving his head to slip punches, he ran the risk of slipping right into a kick, which I think Swanson actually did end up landing. I think he threw like a left high kick as Artem was slipping to his right, and he got nailed right on the noggin. But these guys, one thing I was really impressed with was these guys, they had some crazy ass chins. Like, these guys were getting hit by clean shots, and nobody ever got dropped. They'd get wobbled, but like in 5 seconds, like right back into the fight, which I thought was like really, really cool. I was like, damn, like these guys are not gonna get knocked out. So then what we had in the rest of round 4 was Swanson basically just running. He was just taking Lobov to town, just creating distance, hitting him with these long strikes. And every time Lobov did manage to step in, he would just Swanson would just cover up and hit him with a left hook as he was trying to come out. And Swanson wasn't perfect at it. He was still getting hit by a bunch of counters. There's one moment where Lobov switched into orthodox stance, and he landed like 5 or 4 straight punches in a row, which I thought was really cool. But then he switched back to southpaw, and it was just the same thing over again. And there was a really cool moment where they were both in the clinch, and Lobov was actually pushing so hard. I thought he was going to get thrown. He was leaning really hard on Swanson. I thought Swanson was going to go for the throw, but what ended up actually happening was that when they were like, so what happened was that when they were trying to switch the grips, what Swanson actually did was that he went for a spinning elbow. And if you're ever going to land a spinning elbow, that's going to be one of the best times ever to land it, because not only that, if you manage to get your grips free, then you're free reign to go for the elbow. But not only that, your opponent's going to be leaning into you, right? They're going to be coming forward, and they're going to go run right into the elbow. Whereas if you try to just do that out in the open, they can just back up, and it's not going to be a threat. What John Jones actually does is that when he lands the spinning elbows nowadays, what he'll do is that he'll have his opponent pinned on the cage, have his head underneath his opponent's chin, and get a 2-on-1. So he'll have 2 hands on one of his opponent's hands, pull it across his opponent's body, and then because his opponent's pinned, he just can go for the spinning back elbow, and he nails the opponents with it. And then round 5 comes through, and this was basically just all Swanson. Swanson was hitting him with the cleaner counters. Whenever Artem was trying to throw something, because he was almost no kicks now. I think he threw like maybe 1 kick throughout the last like 2-3 rounds. Swanson would go for either cover up, slip the punch, and go for the left hook and counter Artem, or he would be hitting with front kicks, oblique kicks to the lead leg, or right straights to the body. And by the end of the 5th round, near the end of the 5th round, freaking Swanson hit him with a deadly ass judo throw and had Artem's back for the last like I think 20 seconds of the fight, and it was over. And so Swanson won by unanimous decision. I thought the first round, Artem, I think that was like the perfect game plan that he had. He was hitting Swanson with the leg kicks, and Swanson was doing nothing. He was making it hard for Swanson to step in on the punches because his balance was getting knocked over, or he was just getting off balance every time he stepped in to throw the right straight. Oh, one thing I should mention is that Artem didn't come in with the feints and fakes, which I thought I felt like he should have done that, just because he could have what we could have done is that instead of stepping in on Swanson and swinging at Cub's guard and getting clipped by the left hook, what he could have done is that he could have feinted and faked his punches. We would have got Swanson to cover up like that, and then as he's covering, he could have nailed them with the leg kick that he was landing the whole night. But I mean, in the end, it was a really good fight. And what I really thought about this fight is that ranking really doesn't mean much. That was like a big piece of the discussion that a lot of people are talking about, like, oh, Artem's not even ranked, why is he getting this fight? And I mean, it wasn't the best fight, but it also showed that, any fighter can lose to anybody if you just bring in the right game plan. And Artem had the right game plan for the first round, but the next 4 rounds he just wanted to box, and this is MMA, not boxing. Well, all right, that was my breakdown of the fight. Hope you guys enjoyed that. The next big event coming up is Junior Dos Santos versus Stipe Miocic 2, which I'm really excited for because you got like a lot of nice fights on that one. You got Joanna Jędrzejczyk, the strawweight champion, fighting Jessica Andrade. I think that's how you say her last name. You got Eddie Alvarez versus Dustin Poirier on that fight. We have Damian Maia versus Jorge Masvidal, which is I really like that fight. And this looks like it's shaping up to be a great card. And maybe I'll try to do more breakdowns of more of the fights on that card. Oh yeah, Henry Cejudo versus Sergio Pettis as well, which I think is also a really good fight. And I want to break down a couple of those fights. So maybe and it's coming up in about 3 weeks. So I'll be making videos leading up to that event. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like it if you did. Leave a comment down below of your thoughts or any fights that I should try breaking down. And subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. That'll be awesome if you did that. That being said, my name is Patrick. This has been Fight Prof. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. Peace.